is Behind the Mitten with Gonzalez and Amy Sherman.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Behind the Mitten. John Gonzalez along with Amy Sherman, traveling in the great state of Michigan as we do every single weekend. And Amy, we've been talking a lot about our queens, our Michigan queens that support our Michigan festivals and events.
Absolutely. You know how much that we love them. And the reason why that I think, at least me, I'm always intrigued. One, they're always so beautiful in their sashes and crowns and outfits, but they also are incredibly accomplished young women. And it's amazing to talk to them and about their experiences. And the cool thing about becoming one of these queens are the experiences that these people get to have, sometimes all across Michigan, but sometimes on a much bigger scale on a national level. And we are really excited to get to welcome into the studio the National Cherry Queen for 2023 and 2024. It's Carmen Beemer. Welcome back to Behind the Mitten, Carmen.
Hello. Thank you for having me back, guys.
I think the last time we had talked to you, you had just been named queen, or you were queen for like a little while, but it was still kind of a new thing to you. You've now experienced being the National Cherry Queen for a year. What has it been like?
Yeah, so right when I was crowned, a really surreal moment, and following months after that before it really set in. And it's definitely set in. I get to keep the crown every day in the house, but just a year it truly has been filled with memories and relationships that have been made for sure.
I love that. Go ahead, Gonzo.
I was just going to reflecting on this year, before we went on the air, Carmen and I were talking. We actually met each other on stage at last year's Jeff Foxworthy Bill Engvall show, because they bring out the Queen Court, right? That's how they do it there. And then from that moment on, once they named the queen, which Queen Carmen won that title and that scholarship, then they go up on this year-long journey. Like you were saying, Amy, they get to go and experience Michigan, spread the word about why cherries are so important to the agriculture of the state and the economic impact that they have. I was impressed. They learn a lot. It's not just like you go up there and wave. Well, hold on, wave. I got to get that right in the Zoom here. Wave.
Turn the light bulb. Turn the light bulb.
Yeah. And here we're instructing the queen how to give away, but it's really kind of cool because it is a year-long process, and they really get out there and they promote Michigan. It's pretty cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think these things are so important. It's not whatever people might think. It's not a beauty pageant in that sense. It's truly about the cherries and the agriculture. So I wanted to ask Carmen, give us the cherry spiel that you've been giving all year.
Oh my goodness. Well, believe it or not everybody knows that Michigan is the cherry capital of the world. And so I start off real quick with getting that one down for everybody, because everybody likes Washington. Well, it's the Washington cherry blossoms. And so being a horticulture major, that one's probably a really big major one for me, but I just really like to promote the fact that Michigan's the #1 cherry producer of the Montmorency tart cherries. We produce over 75% of them. They have some incredible health benefits. Some of my personal favorites being that they are high in melatonin levels, so they help you sleep at night. And I would have to say, other than that, I do like to always put out there that the National Cherry Queen program is most definitely not a beauty pageant, but more a scholarship program and marketing and ambassadorship program. So it has been an honor to be thought of being a pageant queen. However, that is not how I won the title for sure.
Does it sometimes, I know that if it was me, I'd be like, what happened to me? How did I suddenly end up in this position? Do you feel that way sometimes?
Yeah. So when I first got crowned, people would see me and be like, so you're the cherry queen now. And we saw pictures and you were wearing a dress and these heels and a crown. And we were in shock. And then even on Memorial Day, I got to go to my hometown parade down in Middleville. And I'm sitting on the back of a convertible car with my name on the side of it. My hometown best friend's driving me. And I saw several people, from school teachers to lunch ladies to peers that I went to school with, that I would wave at, and I could just absolutely tell they had no clue who I was.
Carmen, I'm really curious about, I mean, that you mentioned Middleville, that's not anywhere near Traverse City, right? But you are eligible because of how the rules go. We won't get into the rules. I want to know more about these other towns you've traveled to, right? Tell us about some of your favorite places around the state that you've been able to participate in events.
Yeah, so I would have to say the two that I hold closest to my heart would probably be the Middleville Memorial Day Parade, where I got to celebrate and honor those that serve our country right in my own little hometown, as well as the Michigan State Homecoming Parade. I got to partake in that and ride right in front of the Agronomy Club tractor and wagon with all my friends that were a part of the agronomy club. So those definitely were two very fun places. I've loved getting able to spend a good portion of my time up in Traverse City. That had not been a very traveled place to me until I was the Cherry Queen. And another fan favorite of mine would have to be Mackinac Island that I went and visited over Father's Day weekend.
That's for the Lilac Festival. That's where we usually line up all the queens that are there for that parade and get a picture of you because it's so much fun. So for people who don't know, you are currently a student at Michigan State, right?
So I actually had the honor of graduating just back in April. So I am now a 2024 Michigan State alumni. I like to say my alma mater. So yes, I was able to graduate in 4 short years with a horticulture science degree, and now have moved on and started a full-time career as I wind down my reign in Oceana County.
Oh, you're gonna be working in Oceana. So what are you gonna be doing? Because you're working in agriculture, right?
Yes, I am. So I took a position with Gold Coast Sales, and my official job title is a sales account manager. And in layman's terms, I just go around and talk to farmers about their crop and hopefully sell them some good crop protection.
I love it. That's amazing. And I was going to say, well, you know what? Carmen's probably has, she's looking for a job, so everyone call her, but you already have one. So that's awesome. So one of the things we always found hilarious is that your group, when you're the Cherry Queen, you travel with a little entourage and you guys drive around in your car, which is called Cherry Force One.
Yes. So
tell me what happens at Cherry Force One.
Yeah. I have the most embarrassing story about the Cherry Force One, just because Encore, I'm like, everything's so surreal. We have this little minivan we just whip around in, and it is plastered with stickers on the side that say Cherry Force One, and it's this really big deal, as it should be. But I mean, it had to have been maybe 2 months ago when I realized, like, Cherry Force One, Air Force One, like, the president rides, and like that made the whole connection. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I am so silly. I didn't ever even thought of it.
Finally put 2 and 2 together. Well, you know what? It happens. I mean, there's some moments that happens to us.
But you felt even more special when you realized how important it is, right?
Yeah, I did. I was like, oh wow, no wonder. Like, not that it wouldn't be a big deal, but everyone, I mean, the Cherry Force One, the Cherry Force One. And so I'm like, no wonder it was me. Like, it wasn't everyone else, which per usual.
I love that. All right, one last question. What is the dish that you can make with cherries that you'll keep making even after your reign ends?
Oh, my answer to this is I wouldn't make anything with the cherries, sweet or tart. I would just eat them as they are. I can't wait that long. I'm out in the orchard looking for different pests and diseases and pathogens, and I'm really just eating half-ripe cherries right now.
That is the correct answer. Thank you, Carmen Beemer. She's the National Cherry Queen for 2023 and 2024. She's just ending her reign right now, and she just graduated from Michigan State University. So go green, go white. We wish you all the best in your new career, Carmen. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Come out and join us at the National Cherry Festival, June 29th through July 6th. Thank you for having me.
More from Behind the Mitten coming up next.
You've been listening to Behind the Mitten with John Gonzalez and Amy Sherman. Executive producer is Phil Tower. Production by Bill Birchinger.
Theme song is by Mustard Plug, Beer Song.